Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some anticipated summer new releases. The first book that I'm going to be talking about actually is already out. It came out May 5th, but unfortunately with the library being closed, I have not had access to it yet. It's Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I absolutely loved With Fire on High. It was one of my favorite books of last year, and so when I heard about this book coming out, I was like, I need to get my hands on it as soon as I can. The overall story is actually about a girl named Camino, and she visits her father in the Dominican Republic every summer. But unfortunately, when his plane was due to land, the plane had crashed and he had died. And so this story follows with her reeling from that grief and learning about secrets that she didn't know that her father had. I actually have such incredible high hopes for this book. Now this next book is slated to come out June 9th. It's The Marriage Game by Sarah Desai. It's a contemporary romance. From what I understand, this is a hate to love romance, and I'm all about those. It's about an aspiring entrepreneur, and she gets an office in her father's restaurant, and he sets her up on a blind date with this ruthless CEO. So I can only imagine all the 10 sparks that are gonna fly. The next book that's also slated to come out June 9th is Hood by Jenny Elder Moki, if I'm pronouncing her last name right. It's a YA fairy tale retelling. It's obviously based on Red Riding Hood. Our main character Marion is arrested by soldiers after defending her village, and she's brought to the Wolf King. She eventually escapes and she joins forces with this group of people trying to take down the crown, and so she just finds herself in this situation to where she needs to help take down the Wolf King in order to save the people that she loves and cares about. I'm excited for it because I'm all about fairy tale retellings. I love them. This next book is slated to come out June 23rd, and I feel like I already talked about this book. I want to say I talked about it in the beginning of the year when I did a top 10 books that I'm looking forward to that are coming out in 2020. I could be mistaken. But it's Forest of Souls by Lori M. Lee. It's a first in a series. Our main character is Saoirse, and she's been training to be the Queen's royal spy. And then shamans come and attack and kill her best friend. She's able to bring back her best friend, which reveals that she is the first soul guide in living memory, and because she now has this ability, she's brought to the Spider King. And with all this, she finds herself a part of a war that she wasn't expecting to be a part of. Alrighty, so now we move on to July. The next book that's slated to come out July 7th is Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Barshadust. This is actually an original fairy tale. Our main character, Soraya, is cursed. She's poisonous to the touch. And because she's poisonous to the touch, she's hidden away. And when her brother's wedding comes up, she has to decide whether or not she's going to go and risk people or stay back. But through all this, she also finds out about a demon in a dungeon that knows how to break this curse. And so this story follows her trying to save herself. This next book is slated to come out July 14th, and really the catchphrase in the book description is really what sold it for me. It's called Mayhem by Estelle Lore, and the first line of the book description is literally a YA feminist mashup inspired by The Lost Boys and The Craft. It's set in 1987, and so it's this really cool, I was going to say period piece, but it's 1987, it really wasn't that far off. But basically follows our main character Mayhem, and she knows there's something different about her and her mother Roxy, and she escapes her stepfather and she flees to Santa Maria, California, and this is where she investigates what makes her and her mother so different. This next book is slated to come out July 23rd, and it's a mystery thriller. It's The End of Her by Shari LaPena, or Shari LaPena? I don't know. It follows a couple, Patrick and Stephanie, and they have newborn twins. And she has always believed Patrick's, what he says about his past. Patrick has always said the death of his first wife was accidental, and then a woman comes out of nowhere and says, no, it actually wasn't. And so it really follows Stephanie of whether or not she wants to believe Patrick or the strange woman she's never met. And now we're moving on to the last month of summer, August, which is my birthday month. This book is slated to come out August 3rd, a day after my birthday, and it's The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. I am so excited for this. So I've read The Bride Test, which is number 2 in her series, and I didn't realize it was number 2, but how it's written, it actually reads off as a standalone. So I feel like I can read this third book without really having to read book one. But I just loved her writing style. I liked how she had her characters grow and get together. And with this third book, I'm all for it. It's a romance book that's set in the same world. Quan is this very surly, underachieving playboy, and then he somehow becomes in charge of this company, which then makes him a catch, and so he doesn't have any issues getting the ladies. And this other person, Anna, doesn't like him. She's not impressed. But of course, things start changing between the two of them. This next book is slated to come out August 4th. It's Don't Ask Me Where I'm From by Jennifer De Leon. It follows our main character, Liliana Cruz, who's a first-generation American Latinx, and she does what it takes to fit in at her new, nearly all-white school. But unfortunately, some family secrets kind of spill out, and now she has to deal with the racism at this school. So this book is definitely a YA contemporary. Now, this last book is also slated to come out August 4th, and I feel like this book is going to get a whole ton of hype here on BookTube. It's Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I feel like everybody's going to be talking about it. It's the newest Twilight book. I believe it's meant to be from Edward's perspective. Now, when the series came out, I was caught up in it like everyone else. I wouldn't necessarily say I was this huge twihard, but I definitely was caught up in it. I don't think the series as a whole was perfect. Far from it, actually. But it was interesting enough, and so I am curious to see how this next book is going to progress. I want to see if there's actually going to be some new material in this, or it's literally just a ripoff from the series and Stephanie Meyer is just giving us old content. In a way, I feel like that she is, but I'm hoping it's something fresh, if you know what I mean. I'm not necessarily anticipating for this. I'm just curious as all heck. And that's it. That is my list of my most anticipated summer new releases. I'm excited what's coming out. I'm actually looking forward to the books that are coming out in the fall, but that's going to be in another video. Let me know down in the comments what you're excited for. I'm sure there's books that I'm just not aware of. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess it's ta-ta for now. Bye, guys.